I really like him though, and I don't care. I don't care who he's dating. I always had a crush on him though.
If he came in right now and we were all not here.
What?
I'm just saying, you're in New York.
Yeah, okay. And what
If you ran into him and everything was right, would you make that play?
I wouldn't turn it down. Let's just put it that way. Okay. But you can't just go around just, sleeping with guys like that.
Child. Looks like everyone is coming out to play with this entire Diddy madness. And on top of that list is Blue Cantrell, allegedly with inside juicy information about the connection between Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Diddy, cause rumors were flying that she had something going on with Jay-Z back in the day. I really like him though, and I don't care. I don't care who he's dating. I always had a crush on him though. If he came in right now, and we were all not here. What? I'm just saying you're in New York. Yeah. Okay. What? If you ran into him and everything was right, would you make that play? I wouldn't turn it down. Let's just put it that way. But you can't just go around just, sleeping with guys like that. Honey, the last time anyone heard from Blue Cantrell publicly was back in 2012 when reports surfaced that she had been taken to a hospital in Santa Monica for psychological evaluation. Witnesses said they saw her in the street screaming that someone had given her poisonous gas, and the situation escalated to the point that police had to step in. After that, she vanished from public life. No explanation, no follow-up, just gone. The thing is, around the height of her fame, there were rumors floating that Blue had been romantically linked to Jay-Z. Nothing was ever officially confirmed, but the whispers were loud enough to get people talking. And in the entertainment industry, especially back then, being connected or getting too close to certain power players could either elevate your career or end it. Clearly, what happened to Blue was that her career ended. And allegedly, there were 3 key players, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Diddy. But who I really want to talk to is Blue Cantrell. So this is my public appeal. Blue. The first Blue, not they daughter. Blue Cantrell. You were singing, Boo. And you made a choice to work with someone. And you probably didn't realize how nefarious he was when you got involved with him. I didn't. Blue, it's time to talk. It's time for you to sing again. 'Cause I know you still got the chops. You got the gift just like me. Jay-Z worked very hard to erase you. Amni, just like he did just like he did his relationship with R. Kelly, just like he did his relationship with Aaliyah. Blue, it's time to talk. The question here is, could Diddy have had something to do with Blue's fade from the limelight given his connection to Jay-Z and Beyonce? Was she silenced, intentionally erased from the industry, or was it a perfect storm of mental health struggles, industry politics, and personal trauma that pushed her away from it all? And what exactly is she saying about Beyonce? Because the streets are saying that she has been singing like a bird. Okay, for those who may not be aware, Blue Cantrell was one of the biggest names in R&B. And when talking about how she joined the industry, Blue said that she was with her sister when someone approached her and his pickup line was, "You look like a singer." As it turned out, she actually was a singer. And the guy took Blue to Red Zone, and they signed her after they heard her sing. The thing is, Blue was so amazing that she had several labels fighting to sign her. And eventually, she started working with Arista Records. She literally had one of the most unforgettable voices of the early 2000s. And with hits like Hit 'em Up Style and Breathe, she stormed the R&B scene, carved out her own lane, and had everyone thinking she was headed for a long legendary career. Anyone who was around during that time, or anyone who had heard her music knows that Blue was the it girl. But tell me why in 2004 Arista somehow forgot to renew her contract. Like, how do you forget to renew the contract of one of your most talented singers? Now, around this time when they conveniently forgot to renew the contract, Blue realized that while at the label, she had not made anywhere near as much money as she should have. And in an interview with I Got Sold, Blue revealed that she wished she had someone who could guide her through the process. She said, "I would have got my own lawyer because that lawyer ended up representing them, which was a conflict of interest. So, they were all working together to basically take what was mine. Nobody really knows the whole truth but me and them. But I was really taken advantage of. Well, like I said, The next time people were hearing about Blue was in 2012 when there were reports that Blue Cantrell was taken to a hospital for psychological evaluation in Santa Monica after she was seen screaming in the street by passerbys. Apparently, she was screaming about someone giving her poisonous gas. And the episode went on long enough that someone called the police. Well, as for what happened, word on the street has always been that it had a lot to do with Jay-Z. See, there were actually rumors that Jay-Z and Blue had a romantic relationship. But when she was asked a few times about the relationship, Blue said that there was nothing going on between her and Jay-Z. But she did admit to Wendy Williams that she had a big crush on him. Did she really have him locked down? I think so. I think they're in love. I think they're in love. He's politics speaking. No, I really do think they're in love. I have a big crush on him, though. I'll tell you that much. I still have a crush on No.
No.
No, I didn't.
No.
I'm really selective about it.
What?
Really? I really like him, though. And I don't care. I don't care who he's dating. I always had a crush on him, though. If he came in right now and we were all not here, what? I'm just saying you're in New York.
Yeah.
Okay. And what? If you ran into him and then everything was right and right and right and right, would you make that play? I wouldn't turn it down.
Let's just put it that way.
But you can't just go around just, sleeping with guys like that. Regardless, there's always been speculation about how Jay really felt about Blue, with people going as far as saying that allegedly Jay-Z was so in love with Blue that he convinced Beyonce to name their first child Blue. In addition, it has also been said that it's because of Blue Cantrell that his favorite color has always been blue. The other thing is that Blue and Beyonce's solo careers were on the rise at the same time. So naturally, there's a bit of competition between the two, and people have always said that the way it works with the Carters, anyone who was competition to Beyonce when she started her solo career had to be sabotaged for Beyonce to enjoy most of the limelight. Speaking of which, there was actually a time when Blue noted how the music video for Beyonce and Jay-Z's song Bonnie and Clyde looked a lot like the promo for her song Roundup, which came out first. There's also how Blue did a song with Sean Paul that was a massive hit. Then, shortly after, Beyonce did Baby Boy with him. In addition, people have also said that Beyonce herself alluded to the bad blood she had with Blue when she whispered in the song Signs, "I was in love with a Sagittarius. I've been hurt by a Pisces." Guess what? Jay-Z is a Sagittarius. And Blue is a Pisces. Basically, the story has always been that Blue made Beyonce super jealous, and she had to make sure Blue was out of the picture. But now people are saying that to do that, she had to consult the services of the one person who allegedly made such things happen.
Diddy.
Of course, y'all have already been saying for the longest time that there's no way Beyonce and Jay-Z could be close friends with Diddy for 2 decades, be business partners, attend his parties, know his family, have countless business ties, vacation together multiple times, know all his kids, and not be complicit, or at least aware of the illegal extracurricular activities Diddy is being charged with. In fact, there have been reports that Cassie actually implicated Jay-Z and Beyonce in her initial lawsuit. The thing is, Cassie's lawsuit was allegedly initially 60 pages, but it was narrowed down to 35 pages. And in these pages that were removed, Cassie allegedly also talked a lot about Beyonce and Jay-Z. It was actually said that Jay-Z and Beyonce were implicated in the lawsuit for witnessing Diddy strike Cassie and push her down at one of Diddy's parties. But I know I've also heard the craziest of things about the hidden relationship between Beyonce and Diddy. And while a lot of people may assume that Jay-Z was the one doing things with Diddy, allegedly Beyonce was the one calling the shots. In fact, if you ask someone like 50 Cent, he will tell you that Beyonce is actually the one in charge. And Jay-Z is only who he is because he signed a contract that made sure Beyonce participates in all the Hollywood businesses. Look at that, even Jay-Z's career. You can look at that as, say, the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 17 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce, right? And you go prior to that one, right? You see what I'm saying? So that came in association like you see the kids even have remedies like they don't sing yet. They don't sing, right? They don't rap yet, and they already have Grammys. So it's like they give them this trophy. So we secured that they're coming to the award show. It meant that much to the culture that they just gave them the things they would later to me. I didn't care about trophies. I said, I'll get the checks.
Right. Right.
And because that what I was saying, the content was raw enough, like in who I am.
Child.
This by extension means that she's probably even deeper into the Diddy madness than her dear husband. Something else I've heard a lot is the allegation that Beyonce is the most powerful high priestess of the music industry. And anyone who wants to do anything in the industry, including Diddy, must go through her. Number 2, as you guys know, Beyonce.